Hello everyone, I am Dr. Arunima, Assistant Professor from Krishnakanta Hendik State Open University. Today, here I am with you to discuss about Module 6, Unit 12, an Introduction to Learning Organization. In this discussion, you will able to learn about concept of learning organizations, different definitions you will get about learning organization, then steps of creating learning organizations, and characteristics of a learning organization. Now, what is learning? Learning means the acquisition of knowledge about anything. Learning is a continuous process. Learning able to change our behavior. Learning can change our attitudes. Learning can change our everything, values, interest, etc. So, learning starts from the conception of the birth and it continues throughout our life. Therefore, learning is a process. Learning can be said as lifelong process. Now, what is organization? Organization goes to refer the group of people which are together for a special purpose, like private organization, like government sector, anything. So, what is the meaning of learning organization? Learning organization is one that promotes continuous growth and adaptation by fostering a culture of curiosity, open communication, and shared knowledge. We everyone know that this is the era of science and technology. Everything has been changing in the light of technology, in the light of science, and we are going to face different challenges in our future days, in our upcoming days. So, to encourage the employees of every organization, the organization has the duty to engage them in lifelong learning, experiment with new ideas, and embrace change as a means to evolve and thrive in an ever-changing environment. Because in any organization, to develop a organization, it is necessary that every employee, every person that are related with that particular organizations, they have to be up to date. They should experiment with new ideas and they should engage in lifelong learning. Because in every moment, knowledge explosion is going higher and higher in its rate. Therefore, to be up to date with the explosion of knowledge in the era of 5G, we have to be up to date ourselves. Otherwise, the lack of adjustment we will face. Otherwise, many challenges we will face to face the society. So, every organization, if it wants to grow, if it wants to be developed, its prime duty is to encourage its every employee to engage in lifelong learning. So, what is the main concept of learning organization? A learning organization always tries to enlarge the continuous capacity to adapt and change. We have to change. we must change, because we are forced to be changed to adjust ourselves in the environment, and for our positive development, for our positive growth, it is necessary that we have to accept the changes. Because due to the time, due to the technology, due to the industrialization, due to the explosion of knowledge, everything is going to be changed. Change is a permanent process. So, learning organization helps its every related human resource to learn, to develop through the process of creating new knowledge, new innovations. Because innovations, creativity is must for the development of any kind of organization. So, learning organization has its definite goal, and its goal is to create a culture where everyone is encouraged to learn and also to grow. And definitely, it leads to sustainable competitive advantages, because now it is the day of competitions. So, we have to survive in this competition, large competition, where when we have to survive this, we have to prepare our mindset for a healthy competitions. With the demand of needs and expectation of the time and the changing society, every organization has to be transformed, because needs, expectations, everything is going to be changed. Demand of the people, demand of the society, everything is going to be changed. Therefore, a learning organization facilitates the learning, or try to provide such kind of appropriate environment for its employees, so that the organization can continuously able to grow and continuously transform itself towards its growth. In the present competitive world, every workplace required to be dynamic and also an effective place to provide the platform where the talent of every people can be utilized and to orient them with the organizational goals. Because every person, if we see psychological point of view, every person has their different abilities, every person has their different qualities, potentialities. So, in any organization, they should get that particular platform where they can utilize their potentialities, their qualities, their capabilities, their skills, etc., etc. If they have to utilize all this their latent talent, then it is the responsibility of that particular workplace that they have to provide such an encouraging environment. The prime responsibility of every learning organization is to maximize performance of their employees by using the learning principle in a systematic way. Hence, organizational emphasis should be on supporting and maximizing long-term, effective and sustainable learning. We cannot, however, make the redundant the technical or task-related skills. To sustain itself in a ruthless global economy, an organization has to adopt the principles of flexibility to adjust to the changing environment and make their people capable of facing upcoming tasks and responsibility. To perform the responsibility of their assigned responsibility, every person has to acquire skill. Say for example, I am a teacher, and my responsibility is to teach well, is to provide a learning environment where my students can get that particular environment where they can learn. This is my responsibility. I have to take the feedback from my students about what I am giving and what they are receiving. So these all are my responsibility. If I have to perform my responsibility in a systematic way, in a proper way, from time to time, I have to refresh myself with some refresher courses, with some orientation program, because the curriculum of the education has been changing, the method, the technique, the strategies of the education has been changing. If I stick to the education system of 1999, I cannot give the proper environment, I cannot able to give the proper technique to my students, and they will be in the process of loss. They cannot be benefited, because nowadays student education has been transformed from teacher-centered education to the student-centered system. Therefore, I have to change myself. I have to set the mentality which can fulfill the demand needs of the society. For setting up such a mentality, for setting up such a quality of a teacher, which is the definition of the present day teacher. So I have to learn. I should focus to be up to date, so that I can give the up to date knowledge to my students. In this way, every person which are involved in any sector of the society, any kind of organization, they should get opportunity to learn, because learning is the only way through which they can upgrade themselves, they can motivate themselves for some new creations, they can develop themselves, and automatically they will develop the skills, effectiveness and so that they can contribute for the development of their organization. Therefore, this is the concept of learning organization, and it should be mentioned here that the term learning organization was coined by Peter Sands. Through his research work, it can uplift more interconnected way of thinking of an organization. In the 1980s, however, organizations worldwide recognized the importance of capability-based learning to derive competitive advantage. So thereafter, with Peter Sands, the learning organization concept gained worldwide popularity. And in the present day, this concept has been spread all over the world, and every organization, I hope, they are trying to provide such situations, provide such environment actually to their employees, so that development can be possible and development can be bring easily. So let's discuss about the definitions of learning organization. Now we have realized about the concept of learning organization. So we can state that a learning organization creates an encouraging learning environment among its individuals. It promotes the exchange of information and making people adaptable to new ideas as well as changes through a shared insight. About learning organization, different beyond sense, different educators or different experts has given their views. So what about learning organization? Sense asserts that learning organizations are those organizations where people continuously expand their capacity to create the result they truly desire, where new and expansive patterns of thinking are nurtured, where collective aspiration is set free, and where people are continuously learning to see the whole together. Then Padler also stated that a learning organization as a vision and not simply as a training of people. It facilitates the transformation of all members of the organization and the organization perhaps through continuous learning. It is essentially a top-down approach. Then Watkins and Mercick in 1992 characterized learning organization as the process of total employees' involvement to introduce collective accountability and change through the principles of shared values. It is characterized as bottom-up approach. So in this way, different experts has their views on the learning organization. So thus a learning organization, we can conclude that a learning organization evolves in developing the organizational capability to make and acknowledge to the changes. If we see it theoretically, learning organizations have two dimensions. The first dimension is contemplates it as one of the process of individual and collective learning within organization. On the other hand, the second dimension estimates it as a specific diagnostic as well as an evaluative tool to identify, promote, and evaluate the quality of learning process inside any kind of organizations. So, in brief, it is the concept of and definitions about learning organizations, and I hope you have able to catch the concept of learning organization, and from this concept we have also realized that why learning organization is important, why learning organization has its significance. Learning organization has its significance because if every organization has to be developed, its employees, its related every human resource have to be up to date, have to know about the demand needs of the society. So if we want to accept the demand and need of the society, we have to be changed, we have to learn, we have to be creative, we have to be innovative. So for creativity, for innovations, for new creations, we need learning. We have to learn, we must learn. So in this way, every organization should realize the importance of providing or encouraging its employees for gaining new knowledge, because knowledge explosion is going on, and if we have to be developed, if we work together with the explosion of knowledge, we must learn. So we'll discuss about the different steps of creating learning organization. So what is the steps? First of all, creating awareness. Creating awareness is one of the important steps of developing a learning organization. Why it is important? Because in any particular organization, every employee should understand the usefulness of continuous learning, which will integrate it with and running parallel to their work. This concept should become an accepted thing in each and every employees so that they can easily access their required information. Because in every organization, it is the responsibility of the authority to make aware about the continuous adoption, renew, and revitalize. Every employee should understand the importance of it. So, making awareness, creating awareness is very important for creating a learning organization, healthy learning organization. Then, flexible structure. A learning organization should adopt decentralized, flexible, and flatter structure because it's helped to improve in the learning process. This structure promotes strong information system, encourages innovation, and foster open conversation. So this is the flexible structure is very important in this regard. Then the resource mobilization, resource consumption, resource utilization, and its mobilization is a permanent issue for every business, non-business, private or government organization. However, dynamic leadership rather than resources can lead organizations towards a learning organization, because good leadership encourages workers to understand the concept of learning organization, develop a holistic approach, as well as provides long-term resources including money, people, and time, ensuring quality and quantity of learning. Then next one, employee empowerment. A learning organization involves employees and employees working together to create a learning atmosphere, encourage responsibility, and encourage learning. Every employee should learn to be empowered themselves, and they can be empowered only by learning, and learning. This fosters safety, organizational identity, and increased productivity. While they should realize all these things, automatically they will involve in the learning process, from where they can learn new things. They can experience new things, and as a result, they can obviously contribute some positive things towards their organization. Then another one, encouragement and incentives. Education is not only the way to motivate the entire entire team of an organization. To make training programs engaging, consider using gamification, learning management system, forums, and feedback. Employees are more likely to share passions and ideas, especially when there are distractions. Acknowledging achievement, both new and regular, can drive motivation. Remember to consider the needs of all employees and ensure that training programs are fun and engaging to encourage engagement and learning. So, encouragement, giving incentive is one of the best way for creating a learning organization. So these are some of the points, and we can also use other tricks also as an authority to create our organization, to transform a organization into a learning organization. Then the next point of discussion is characteristics of a learning organization. This is very important. We should know what are the characteristics. First of all, the first one is shared vision. A shared vision is one of the essential characteristics of a learning organization. It establishes a common goal and encourages innovations and creative thinking. The next one, personal mastery. Personal mastery is a crucial leadership skill, because everyone has its mastery on a different field. So, it involves a lifelong commitment to learning. Being a lifelong learner benefits everyone, as understanding one's thought, motivation, and goals helps improve and respond effectively to various scenarios and people. Organization learn through the individual who learn, and personal mastery is the disciple of clarifying and deepening employees' vision, focusing energy, developing passions, and objectively seeing the reality. So these qualities should have in every employees, so that an organization can grow. Then mental models. Mental models are deeply ingrained assumptions that influence our understanding of the world and action. To become a learning organization, these models must be challenged. Individual and organization often hold theories and memories which preserve behaviors and norms. To create a learning environment, organization must adopt an open culture and promotes inquiry and trust. Then, team learning. A learning organization with effective knowledge management structure facilitates team learning, enabling employees to act together and achieve desired result together. Because when we are united as a team, it's easy to achieve our goal together than achieve it in a lonely way. So another characteristics is system thinking. System thinking is the final discipline of the learning organization concept. It emphasizes collective intelligence, commitment of learning, and possibility of mistakes. It requires listening to ideas and understanding that there are no bad ones, as one unorthodox idea may lead to a great one. And if we work by uniting as a team, then definitely an organization can able to grow, able to develop.
A learning organization encourages personal mastery and cultivates open feedback to see problems and opportunities on all levels. Some argue that learning organizations attract and retain more talents. Others say that there is a competitive advantage for an organization whose people learn faster than the people of other organizations. Here are 6 characteristics most have in common. They cherish an open culture. Learning organizations encourage everyone to share information, admit to mistakes, and practice giving and taking constructive criticism. Once the problem is found, they try to understand its root cause and fix it. To achieve such a culture, walls are removed, information is shared, and leaders show their human sides. They design and implement feedback loops. Some establish 360-degree surveys in which people assess themselves, their peers, and their bosses. Employees at 5-star hotels ask guests for their opinions. Top schools may videotape teachers so they can later study themselves. Some even make feedback a team effort. Before any new project, they all get together to kick things off. After the project, they meet again to share and reflect on what has happened. They promote personal mastery. Employees try to achieve personal mastery in their fields. Once they become experts, they feel proud of their work, they are motivated intrinsically, and they can create positive change wherever they are. For example, a cleaner might come up with an idea on how to save water, and an accountant on how to save bank fees. The job of the boss is to connect all experts and give directions. They plan for intelligent fast failure. When they build something new, they don't spend time to make assumptions on paper. Instead, they create what's called minimum viable product, a simple prototype with only the core functions. This is then presented to users as early as possible to test what they think. Because it is imperfect, even friends give their honest opinions. The goal? Fail fast, but collect intelligent information so you can improve while going forward. They steal best practices. Picasso apparently said that good artists borrow, great artists steal. Learning organizations study others, steal best practices, and then implement them fast. The newspaper The Economist took advice from George Orwell. Its editors never use jargon if everyday English works. Printing manufacturers stole the razor and blades business model from Gillette, selling printers cheap but ink expensive. They cultivate a common vision. A learning organization prospers when all members share a common vision. That way, employees can understand the importance of their role, connect the dots, and develop systems thinking. When goals are clear, regulations can be reduced and people can create their own personal benchmarks of success. This reduces bureaucracy, authority, and corruption. Salesman and author Zig Ziglar once wrote, "The only thing worse than training people and having them leave is not training them and having them stay." At a learning organization, education happens as a side product of working together, as everybody learns from each other to adapt to whatever the future might bring. If you like our videos and want to support our channel, visit us at patreon.com/sprouts and see if you want to donate just $1. With your support, we plan to create many more minute videos about learning and education.
So these are the basic concept about learning organization, different steps of creating learning organization, the significance of a learning organization in our present day society, and the different characteristics of learning organizations. And I hope you are getting my point, and I'll be here with you in the next time with another new discussion. And for this time, thank you so much for listening the lectures. Thank you.